Hey guys, it's Jack from CasinoIncomeAcademy.com. And it's amazing. One of the best things that I get to do is to meet and talk to so many people, whether it's through emails or actually on the phone, that have been taking our premium courses for roulette and bubble craps or craps over the last couple of months. And, some of these people, everybody comes from a different place. Some of these people have a similar background to me. They may have been in the trading or financial industry. They may have been attorneys like I am, or they may just be simply hardworking people that have tried other things that haven't really worked out. And depending on where you come from, their attitudes are so completely different when it comes to what it requires to be successful. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So in the courses themselves that we offer, we always tell people, don't just watch the video, don't do a practice session and run to the casino. We tell people that it is very, very important to treat this as education. You've got to learn and watch the videos, and then you've got to practice and simulate these strategies for a while. You should not practice it once or twice and think that it's a home run and run to the casino with real money. What you really need to do is take this like you would any other course or anything that you're doing in school and really do it over and over and over again. And the reason for doing that is because you need to really get a comfort level with the strategy to determine your confidence, but also to determine the good, the bad, and the ugly sessions. You need to see everything you can possibly see on any of these strategies to really figure out whether it is something that you want to put in your toolbox, into your business plan. Well, that takes time if you do it correctly. And so many people are doing it correctly. They're doing 35, 40, 50, some people 100 sessions testing with no real money on these strategies before making a determination. They're logging each one of these sessions and then evaluating how much profit they had during the session, what was their low point, so they can determine volatility, what is the bankroll necessary. It's not a simple 2-minute process. And it's funny because some of the people come back and say, wow, I never knew how long it took to really be able to do this the right way, as opposed to reading something on a Reddit or watching some roulette bankrupt channel that shows you a video for 10 minutes and then running to play it. I never knew the right way to do this, and it takes quite a bit of time. Well, the people that have been in business before and owned other businesses that have bought the courses, their perspective is so different than other people. So I think it's so funny how people's psychology works. If you've never run a business before, or if you haven't gone to some type of training or college or apprenticeship or vocational school where you've had to kill yourself to really learn how to do something and study it, I think people that haven't done that, they think that a lot of people that run their own business, they just figure some magical potion out and then they do it and they make money. They don't realize that it's incredibly difficult to get to that point where it is a machine. And they can't believe how much work it takes to really go through this process of strategy evaluation and data collection, things like that. But when you talk to the people that bought the same courses that have been through a lot of these things in life before starting a company or a business and going through all the things you need to do to get it to be successful, their attitude is completely different. What they will say is, yeah, it's taking a lot of time to go through these things, right? to evaluate the individual strategies and to do the data and the simulations, but they feel like they'd rather be doing that any day of the week other than figuring out some of our normal business problems that exist in other businesses. And I can tell you that I have to laugh because it is such a problem. People that have not owned their own business have no idea the pitfalls. They only see, oh, it must be great to own your own business and to make your own hours or get paychecks or whatever it is without working for somebody else. They don't realize that if you're doing those other style businesses where you have to worry about, I'll give you a few of the things that I have to deal with right here. Tech support. Everything that can possibly go wrong with websites has gone wrong for us, right? Everything. You have hackers constantly. You have code that for no reason whatsoever was working and now something gets screwed up and it's not working. Forms on the website that aren't coming through properly. All of these problems have to be dealt with on a regular basis. Not to mention my major pet peeve when it comes to every business I've been in for the last 25 years. Marketing, marketing, marketing. Marketing is a nightmare. You may think that just putting up a Facebook ad is magic, or an Instagram ad, or doing a video on YouTube, or sponsored videos. None of these things are easy. It requires so much effort to test, to figure out the budget, to figure out what's going on, to know when to run ads. It is a nightmare figuring out your audience, demographics. So the moral of the story is everybody that is successful, whether it's in having your own website, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether it's eBay, whether it's trading, whether it's what we do here, it requires so much time and effort behind the scenes to do these things. So if you really look at it and think about it, and you spend a lot of time with AI bubble craps, with AI roulette blueprint, casino diversification toolbox, Baccarat squared, Baccarat equalizer, or any of the other things that we've shown you, and you say, are you kidding me? I have to do how many simulations? I have to keep a log? I have to then figure out which of these strategies is going into my toolbox, and only then can I figure out what my bankroll needs to be. Even when I start playing with live money, I have to keep a log. I have to continually evaluate the strategies that are in my toolbox. I have to evaluate new strategies. I have to figure out exactly what I'm looking for win targets. I have to rotate these systems during the sessions that I'm playing for optimal wins. All of this stuff, it is a lot of work. There is no lottery ticket. There is no get-rich scheme. It doesn't exist unless you were born and you were given some kind of a trust fund or you won the lottery. And even when you win the lottery, it is not like the work is done. Now you would have to figure out, if you won the lottery, who to trust. Who are the advisors that are going to tell you what to do with your money to make sure that it stays there for the rest of your life? There is no easy way out. The moral of the story is, this is not a get-rich scheme. But either is any of the other things that you hear about here on YouTube. You're going to create a PDF and magically sell 1 million of them tomorrow. Is that right? Really? Who are you going to sell it to? Where are you going to market it? What happens if your marketing isn't working? There are so many pitfalls in every type of business. But the people that have been through all these pitfalls in trading and selling and doing will all tell you the same thing. They would rather have the pitfalls right here. They don't change. There's no level of competition. You are not competing and worrying if somebody's going to sell the same widget on Amazon tomorrow and your whole business blows up. We don't have that problem. We don't have the biggest problem, which is marketing and figuring out how to get people to your whatever. We don't have that problem. And believe me, in my life, in all the things that I've done, that is the biggest problem. Not creativity, not manufacturing something, not creating something, not creating digital products or whatever it may be. Those are never the problem for me. But marketing is one of the most difficult things you can possibly imagine, no matter what you may think. So if you are not willing to put in the time without selling anything, without worrying about anything, just putting in the time, testing in your house, in your office, without any other worries, without any other concerns or pitfalls, just testing, keeping an amazing log, and then evaluating the data, I don't know what to tell you, because that is the only thing that you need to do. That's it. There's no puzzle here that is incredibly difficult to figure out. Because if you do put in the time, if you do the right testing with all the systems we provide in the courses and here, you're going to get the answers for yourself of what works for you and what you want to put into the ingredients that go into your toolbox. And on top of that, we're here to help. Our one-on-one private coaching can take you through the pitfalls if you've never done things like this before. We can work with you with every step of creating that perfect toolbox for yourself of strategies. We can't do 50 or 100 hours or sessions of testing for you. You need to go through that yourself because that's how you learn. Giving you the test results would teach you nothing. Nothing. You already know that everything that we provide in those courses, we've tested a zillion times over. We don't give you those exact tests because if we do, it will take away from the entire learning experience that you absolutely need to have the knowledge and the confidence to be able to take those strategies and put them into action with an action plan, with a bankroll builder plan, with forecasting, with determining how those systems rank for yourself, not the way I do it, but the way you do it. So get a grip, understand that the pieces are right in front of you, but they're not, it's not, this is not a Lucky Charms commercial. You don't follow the rainbow. You have to create your own rainbow using the colors that we give you. You have to put the pieces together through testing and simulation. We can help you to learn how to do that better, how to test better, how to log better, what the data is that you should be looking at. We can help you with all that. We can help you put the pieces together once you've done your own simulations for your toolbox and make it better than just throwing things onto a spreadsheet. We can help you create the necessary bankroll. We can help you create what a session should look like for yourself, rotating those strategies. I can help you every single step of the way, but there is no get-rich scheme where you close your eyes and follow these magical instructions like these people that do options trading will tell you that you can do, or people that tell you that they're going to magically give you a list of drop shippers and you're just going to pick products and they're just going to sell instantly on Amazon or eBay or whatever it is, or create some diet PDF and slap it up and throw it up somewhere, spend all kinds of money on marketing, and people are magically going to buy your diet book. If you want nonsense, keep going around that merry-go-round. If you want a business that requires you not to sell any products whatsoever or convince anybody about anything, and is based on math and statistics and accounting and probabilities, that you can keep making better and tweaking based on the numbers that you're getting. That's all you need to do is start right now. In any way you want. I'm not telling you how to start. I'm telling you that the pieces of the blueprint are here. You can do it through roulette. You can do it through baccarat. You can do it through craps. Whenever you want to start. And you can build across and diversify. Your shoe store can start by selling sneakers. But you can then bring in boots. And then you can bring in high-end shoes. You don't have to start and be a master of everything. You can start anywhere you want. But if you continue to grow, you would have a tab for your roulette business, your baccarat business, and your craps business. And overall, you can smooth out your volatility and equity curve by having that diversification. That's why we call it a toolbox. That's what Casino Diversification Toolbox teaches you. And then the individual modules we sell focus directly on the sneakers, on the boots, on the high-end shoes. And that's how you create a business. But it ain't easy. There's no magical mystery here. You must get comfortable testing and practicing and simulating to be able to put the pieces together for yourself. You're not alone. Everybody's doing it. All of our students are doing it. And the ones that are taking the time and treating this like a business and evaluating every strategy before they make a determination, if it goes in their toolbox, where it goes in their toolbox in terms of ranking, they're having fun with it. You know why? Because they've been in business before and they know the nightmare pitfalls of those other businesses. That they spend just as much time or more and it still doesn't work out. It still doesn't work out because the pitfalls are too dramatic there. Because you're relying on somebody else doing something. Asking you for consultation, buying your service, buying your products, buying your digital products, using your website, all of these things. And there's so much money up front to get involved with any of those businesses. Believe me, I know. Here, it's education. Once you pay for education here, there is no other money other than your starting bankroll. You will never have advertising costs, pay-per-click nonsense, Google AdWords, Amazon fees, eBay store fees, drop shipping fees. It goes on and on and on. You have none of that, but you have to put in the time. It's easy for people that have done this in those other businesses because they know they'd rather be doing it this way. But for people that are new to business in general, it requires a new way of thinking because they're used to clocking in and getting a paycheck. Clocking in and getting a paycheck. The clocking in and getting a paycheck is here eventually. But you have to put in the time on the testing and the practicing and the simulating to get to that point. That's the only effort you have to do here. But once you get it done and you have everything tweaked to optimal levels in your toolbox, it is incredible. It does feel like a lottery ticket at times, but you got to get there. You got to get there. And you got to keep steady. And you can't treat it like a lottery ticket. You have to treat it like an absolute business every single day. Constant evaluation, constantly managing your bankroll and your overall win targets, stop losses, and everything else. You'll get good at it because you'll fall in love with the numbers and how this business is all about the numbers. And you will be amazed that you've never been in a business potentially where you had to do this level of accounting and statistics and understanding. And you will shock yourself that you do have the capability to do that. Whether you dug ditches before this, whether you were a janitor, a mechanic, or anything else, or you worked at Target, you have the capability the same way to do this and change your life in the same way that the guy who was a financial planner does, or an accountant, or a lawyer. I have faith in every one of you that 2026 can be different than 2025. I have more faith in you being able to do that than so many other things that I see people trying to do. And I will do everything in my power to help you get there. But you have to make the commitment. Check out CasinoIncomeAcademy.com. Sign up for the free Casino Confidential newsletter. We're giving away a trip to Las Vegas, a complimentary hotel stay around the 15th. If you don't have discount codes for any of our premium courses that are currently out, just reach out to me in support, and I will work with you to give you either a single discount code to give you a break on anything that's in there. But if you want to purchase and really jump forward and utilize the last 2 or 3 together, if you want to start working and buying a bundle, you need to reach out to me so I can give you a very special price to help you in every way I can with using AI Bubble Craps or AI Roulette and Casino Diversification Toolbox. Those 3 modules right now, along with the older Baccarat set systems, are the way to go. The end of this month, if it's ready to go out, we will have the first Baccarat module since Casino Diversification Toolbox has been released. It's a Baccarat-centric module of a system that is performing live right now in the most incredible way. And it's been tested, live shoes, hundreds of shoes. And that's coming at the end of October if we can get ready, if everything is ready. Okay? If not, it'll come out right after that. But right now, you have the pieces available to you to start your education. You don't need anything else. It's right there. So I will be here if you have questions, you need me. I wish you the best of luck. And I know we only have a few months left of 2025. This is the time to start your education. Don't rush to the casino. Focus on data, focus on education, and 2026 will be your year. I promise you that. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.